What we're gonna do right now is that I'm gonna take Melanie for a ride to show her how FSD works and see what she thinks about it. Let's check it out. This is one of the routes that I usually take, just because it has a lot of lefts and rights, and it gives me a sense of how things change with every update. Sometimes it slows down a lot, sometimes it doesn't, but it's safe enough. But you can see all the details on the road, right there.
How do you think with how far we are, when it'll be able to detect school zones?
I don't know. If I say, I'll be speculating because only Tesla knows. It may be sooner than people think, or it may take a while, right? Because right now they're concentrating on the other stuff, the more important stuff, right? So it does slow down. So they're training the data. They're training the system with the data so that the visuals are what drives it, right? So you see, it did the stop, it's making the left, it stayed on the left side as it should.
Awesome.
And now further ahead, we're gonna have to be on the right lane, so the car very soon probably put the turn signal. See, it's letting me know that there's an upcoming lane change. I'm kind of giving it some friction here so that it knows that I'm here. Otherwise, it's gonna tell me to grab the wheel, right? So I'll be changing in a second.
Because I was watching one of your YouTube videos. This is which build is this? 8.2?
Yes.
Okay, so we're still alright. So when it's doing like lane changes, and let's say there's a bad driver that ends up making a quick response, how does it respond to that? Have you dealt with that?
If what's the question again?
Like if a driver is steady and then they decide to, like, say whatever the case is, and they freak out and they change too fast, how does the car respond to that?
It will react. It will slow down depending on the situation. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It will. So you see, it's getting here. It's making the stop. It's checking for traffic. I'm not doing anything. I didn't even touch the accelerator, so it actually stopped more than I think it should, but it was safe. You see, so I didn't even touch the pedal. Right. So yeah. So it's everything that you're feeling. It's the car. I haven't done anything. I haven't driven anything since we left.
And I also remember you mentioning that you often get asked if it requires you to put the hand on the wheel, but it's not coming up as frequently as normal, right?
If only if I let it without any contact for more than 30 seconds, then it will warn me. Like, I don't know if you noticed, there was one time when it did actually flash blue a little bit. So okay, that was kind of weird, I guess, because it was changing lanes.
I guess I wanted to try and pass him.
Yeah, I mean, we do need to make a left soon, so maybe that's why. It's probably part of, avoiding the traffic plus getting further where we need to turn soon. Yeah, well, this is it.
That's awesome.
If you want to take the picture, you can go ahead and take it. Yeah.
Has it ever that you notice that it brake a little bit too hard for your comfort?
Oh yeah, it does
a lot?
quite frequently. Sometimes it's annoying. Well, I'm used to it. Yeah. But if you think about it, it's actually doing it very close to how I would do it, how you would drive. I do have the settings for 10% over the speed limit, which is usually between 5 and 10 miles an hour. Well, 10 miles per hour would be if the limit was 100, but yeah, it's usually goes over 5 or 10%. That's how I have it. So sometimes I slow it down a little bit. You see, the speed limit here is 45, and it automatically wants to go 50, right? I can make it so that it's at 45, and but as soon as it detects a speed limit change, then it's going to update based on my settings. I have a setting that's pretty aggressive because I don't like to slow people down. Yeah.
And did I notice a little bit of regenerative braking? I know
it does.
Started at
every time it slows down. Yeah.
Now we're back at 40.
Yeah, so you see it makes all the adjustments. Yeah. And then if I, let's say that I wanted to see the cameras, so it kind of shrinks everything to this side, right? And I can see that, and I can see the visualization. I can just put it back so that I have a wider view of that. So on this traffic light, the car's supposed to make a left. So it should like identify the traffic light, wait for it to turn when it's green, and then, you know, yeah, you see? So it's like...
So if you, when you try to override it, does it freak out, or it's just like a normal override?
It just deactivates.
It's just deactivated.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I do anything, it will deactivate. So I'm fully in control all the time, and I don't really need to do any aggressive motions. If I just tap the brake, not even have to brake, just tap it. If it detects that I tap the brake, it'll deactivate. If I turn the wheel, or if I just hold it when it's trying to do something and I don't let it do it, it will deactivate, and I can always just quickly hit the stop to go up, and then it just deactivates. So you see the traffic lights here, and if I rotate this, you can kind of see, you know, how it sees the traffic around us.
And so do you know what it means when they change colors? Like how when this one, say, goes to green or yellow, like that?
Yeah, it depends on the direction of the traffic, what it's doing. So see, stationary objects have those red boxes. The cars that are on your direction, like in front of you, are a different color than the ones that are not in your lane. And things like that. We have a legend, we have like a glossary, everything indicates, but you can see how the car is literally doing absolutely everything.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cool, especially on twisty roads like this. Yeah,
and then it eventually is gonna have to move to the right lane, which because the address that we gave it is on the right. See, it sees the stop sign. So it slows down and makes kind of a California stop there instead of like a full stop.
Stop,
yeah. But yeah, that's
awesome. And so, and like construction zones, because here we have a lot of construction. Have you noticed anything around those areas?
Yeah, it for the most part, it does what it needs to do. Like if it sees the cones that are closing a lane and merging, it actually merges, it does it right. I haven't really had any issues with that. Sometimes it's too close for comfort, so I tend to deactivate sometimes. But not very frequently, because I don't bump into too many constructions here. So let's see. It should start moving to the right lane soon. So I'm kind of surprised it hasn't done it yet. But there's no cars coming. See, this is not right. This is not right. Oh, there it is. I mean, it did it at the last minute, but it did it. But there was no cars coming. I'm pretty sure that if there was a car, it would have done it sooner. So you see, it's just taking all the way to the store, right? And it'll actually drive us to the end of that blue line. So there you have it. That's full self-driving.
Awesome.
I hope you like it. All right. So Melanie, what did you think about that?
It was awesome. It was incredible. It's really different. You can really see the improvements. It's going to be insane. The future is so bright. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So did you enjoy the ride?
I was. Thank you so much. It was incredible. It handled the turns amazingly, perfectly. It got us to our destination safely and back. So it was awesome.
Cool. I'm glad you liked it.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you. Thank you for having me. Forever grateful. So excited for the future, guys. It's awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Melanie. Bye, everyone.
Bye.